don't disagree with the players that have been selected. I think it's absolutely fine. Apart from, I agree with Stuart on Terry, but I think it's the tactics and the way Roy Hodgson sets the team up that's the problem, and that was most highlighted against Italy.
Okay. Let's get Mick to answer your views, because I keep interrupting him. Apologies.
I mean, I think that in the history of the game, we've only ever reached one major final. We were playing at home. We had a very dodgy decision in the quarter-final, and we got an even dodgier one in the final. I think the problems are run a lot deeper than the tactics of one particular manager. We've been consistently had a poor team, and it goes to the way we prepare our kids, the way we play the game, the fact that when I referee on a Sunday morning, most common shout I hear is people shouting, "Get rid." You know, the boy who dwells on the ball will be told, "Get rid." And the boy who runs 40 yards and clatters someone will get a round of applause. And that's our psyche and that's our nature. So I think the problems are deep-seated and systemic. But there is a specific problem at the moment. That is that I agree everything you said. That I don't blame Roy at all. I couldn't pick anyone that he hasn't picked. But he's picking from a pool of people playing Premier League football, which is probably smaller than you pick a school team from.
There's been a goal in the game between Inter Milan and Vaslui. Vailina has scored to make it 2-1 to Vaslui. So a huge upset on the night for them. We'll give you details after we're finished talking to Mick Dennis from the Daily Express. And I just think, as far as this whole idea that we're not developing players, I think we're having a go at it. I think it's.
I tell you what, we're not developing. We are having a go, but what we're not developing, the problem we're not developing, is the coaches. That's where we're not producing wonderful coaches.
But the only thing I'm saying is I just think it's too much of a mantra that we use to have a go. I mean, I went to the National Training Centre at Burton. You know, the FA are working at this. Where we look at all of the clubs in the Premier League, they are trying to put an emphasis on bringing through young players. Where okay, Wilshire's unlucky with injury, but we see Oxlade-Chamberlain, we see Cleverley, we see Butland, we see Phil Jones. I just think sometimes we can be unnecessarily negative, and we have got a vibrant young squad that has been picked.
We haven't won anything for years and never looked like winning anything.
That's not the issue. We are all saying, where are the young players going to come from? The big clubs are starting to develop these players. If you look at the most players in the Premier League as well, clubs like Swansea, they want to get the ball down and play. And I saw Fabregas tweet the other day, I love the way Swansea play. Guys like Liam Britton, guys like Nathan Dyer, they are getting the ball down and playing. And I think there's less of a proliferation, as Mick was suggesting, of people who just want to hoof it. People now are watching the way teams like Swansea play, and they're saying, I want to play like them. And that's why, you may guess why I love having you on, but I disagree with all of you. I think we're being too negative about this.
Well, what I would say again is, and I'm going to be critical of the hierarchy. The FA have never had a vision or a philosophy of how they wanted to play until recently. Now, the person at the top of development should be the best coach that this country can produce, or from somewhere else. We have Trevor Brooking, who isn't a coach, dictating with John Peacock, who's been at the FA for something like 15 years and hasn't produced any world-class players in that time. And a person that I admire, John Cartwright, will call them dull as ditchwater. The coaching that's been going on at the FA has been dull as ditchwater for too many years. Now we've got to produce innovative coaches that are going to produce world-class players. If we don't do that, we are going to stay in the second tier of football.
Let's bring you in, Mick.
Well, the FA have lost the power battle about who's going to coach the kids because the Premier League have won it. So the FA wanted to dictate the pattern and have lost that battle. But you see, this is almost like what I feel about the Olympics. We're concentrating on the top of the pinnacle, and what we need to do is improve the base of the pyramid. Absolutely. And you can't make a living in this country out of coaching kids. The best coaches coach the under-18s at academies, but there's decent coaches who can't make a living out of it and so drift out of the game. Meanwhile, at kids level, it's level 1 coaches, which is better than nothing. It's better than enthusiastic dads. But level 1 coaching certificate is like cycling proficiency. I mean, it isn't terribly impressive. And so, what we have really, the real problem is facilities and the nature of this country. So that it's dark outside now. It's 9:30. If I wanted to have a session with a boys' team finishing at this time, I couldn't have it outside. So what happens from where are we? August. From August until March, April, May, we have to train kids indoors, and we put them in school halls and do very little with them. And what we need is more floodlit 3G pitches. We've only got 400 decent ones in the country, and improve the pitches. Use some of the money that's gone to the elite end for county FAs to have good quality, UEFA qualified coaches available to come and put on sessions at schools and grassroots clubs, and improve the base of the pyramid, and good kids will come through. But I've been saying that for 20 years and nothing's happened.
Mick, I've got a feeling that we're going to have a much longer debate on this when you come into the studio soon, and we would like to have you in soon enough. Thanks for coming on this evening.